All right, we're live. Hi everyone. Hi.
Hey everyone,
How's it
welcome to the
going?
Gaming Etc podcast.
Gaming Extra Podcast. So we were talking about how it would be a funny knock knock joke if I just sat here because now we're controlling it on my computer for the third time, second time,
Third
third time,
time,
third
yeah.
time, and one was used to controlling it, so we said it'd be funny because he can't see my video and I can see his video if I was just silent and I just didn't tell him when we went live. And
Yeah,
so, anyway, but we're live. How's it going?
yeah.
Real quick, I want to address this in the chat. Cychrome and I were talking in Skype. He was going to be on tonight's episode, and something came up at the last second. We just didn't have enough time to get it set up. Cychrome, 100%. Neither of us are mad at you. It's
No,
totally fine.
none of us are mad. Just like we
Completely
kind of
fine.
need,
Promise.
we just need some more, like confirmation of when
Yeah.
you're coming on or not.
It's no big deal. We promise we'll have you on another week. We just didn't have enough time to get set up tonight, so it's totally okay. Cychrome in the chat, Game Right Vids in the chat, Wumbo in the chat, Nostalginator in the chat, Awesome Gamer in the chat. How's it going, everybody? Yes, I did just call us out. Sue me about it. Actually, please don't. That'd be bad. We don't have money. Don't sue
I'm
me.
sorry. I need to catch up with the chat.
No, you're fine.
Um,
Catching up on Chatty Chat Chat. I call dibs on next week's podcast. So what we'll do, awesome, because Cychrome was going to be on tonight. And what? Wumbo, your video died. Wumbo, is your video still there? Wumbo went dark, everybody. It's like 0 Dark 30. I don't know if you guys have seen 0 Dark 30, but it's like 0 Dark 30. I assume it's like 0 Dark 30. I, too, never saw 0 Dark 30. I assume it's about terrorists. Pretty sure the guy made it that did Serial Season 2, something like that. Wumbo, don't die on us. Go towards the light, Wumbo. Or just, yeah, okay, cool. Wait, Wumbo, where'd you go? You died. It was completely black.
sorry.
You went beyond the void.
Yeah.
It's like that. No, I don't know. I can't think of a reference for it. Wumbo, how was your week?
My week was good, I guess. School's been kind of normal. I've been hanging out with this one friend who I kind of talked to in high school, and then we kind of just met up a couple times.
Okay.
Like
When's the wedding?
on the bus, and now I just saw a movie with her today.
Nice,
So,
nice. What'd you see?
Magnificent Seven.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that looked good. Was it good?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay.
Kind of
I
surprised.
like Chris Pratt, so I was like, oh, that looks cool.
Yeah, I felt like, oh, Chris Pratt's in this movie, and Denzel. So you know
Denzel. You call him Denzel. You guys are on a first name basis.
that.
My boy Denzel, Big D, they call him.
No,
Don't call
everyone-
someone Big D. That's actually probably not okay.
Ooh, Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke has the same director of Training Day. If you didn't know, so
Okay. Yeah, sure. Sure.
yeah,
Makes
so
sense.
so I figured, okay, that's perfect.
I went and saw Blair Witch on
Yeah,
Friday.
he told me about that. How was that?
It was good. You've seen the original Blair Witch Project, right?
A couple clips. I actually haven't seen the full movie.
It's one of those things where I feel like everyone likes it, and I always just feel like I'm missing something. Like,
I mean, I see how it's revolutionary for its time.
exactly. Yeah.
It wasn't the first found footage film, but it was one of the first big ones anyway.
It was
you know?
arguably the most popular, It's like
Yeah, of its
everybody
time.
liked the original Blair Witch, and I think it was just because I came into it late. Like I wasn't a horror fan when that movie came out, so by the time I got around to it, it felt like it had probably been done already. So it's part of it's probably just seeing it in the wrong order. But this one, it was a little bit more modern. It's roughly in the same universe, so like the main characters, I'm going to say love interest in quotes because they're not technically love interest, but the main character is a girl and she's a videographer, and her friend, who's a guy, is the younger brother of the lead documentarian in the first movie, if that makes any sense. I don't know if
Yeah, I get it. So at first I thought this was a remake, not a
no,
sequel,
it's
in a sense.
I guess technically a sequel, but it might as well be a remake. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Eh.
But it was good. It was fun. It wasn't particularly like surprising or awe-inspiring or anything. It's kind of like if they took the concept of The Rake and made it into a full movie.
The Rake.
Yeah, the creepypasta The Rake. Which is like he's lumped in with like Jeff the Killer and Slender Man and all those guys.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But like even the monster in Blair Witch, the new one, like looks like The Rake. Like it's kind of very, very similar. But I don't know. It was good. Anyway, you remember when this used to be about games?
Yes, I remember when this used to be about games. Now tonight's topic is going to be superheroes because Luke Cage just came out or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
A series that honestly I don't really care much about Netflix series anymore because I'm not really into Netflix anymore.
What does
But
that What does
you're
that
excited.
mean? Not being into Netflix anymore?
I don't know. Just like I found other streaming services. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Or
still. I don't really know what. Are
or
you just
just
getting it all
pirates.
illegally?
No, I'm not getting it all legally.
Okay. What else do you use? Like Hulu Plus? Like what's the next best streaming? Roku, I guess. I don't know. Roku's not
Kiss
a streaming service though.
Kiss Cartoon,
What
if that's
cartoon?
legal.
What did you say?
Kiss Cartoon, if that's legal.
What's that?
It's basically you watch. Okay, it's essentially Crunchyroll but free.
Oh, okay. So
Allegedly, I am not. I am not using this. I've only
right.
heard of it, but
So what about like when you want to watch a real show that's not a cartoon? Like
oh, it's either I look on TV or go through other sites.
okay,
Yeah,
all right.
or well, I mean, I don't even know if I still have my Netflix account. If it's still
That's
working
just
or
so
not.
foreign to me. I just use Netflix all the time, so that's just so strange. But I mean, like if it works for you, whatever floats your boat,
Yeah.
works out.
In chat, the awesome gamer says, "Nostal Wumbo chat, help me think of a FNAF fan games. And Five Nights at Wumbos.
Well, it isn't released yet, but we're claiming all the rights to it when it comes out.
Yes, Five Nights at Wumbos.
It also hasn't started development yet, but we're gonna pull a Kojima and just tell you everything about the game before it comes out.
It's
And
going to
then
have great graphics.
graphics are confirmed. There will be graphics in this game, at least 3 different graphics. No more than 10 though, because we have a small
So it's
team.
going to be like the fucking ZX Spectrum, which only had like 4 colors.
I was more just going for like Zork of like it's just
Oh.
gonna be almost entirely text based, and every now and again a GIF will show up. But we don't
Like,
have the budget for any more than like 8 GIFs.
Come on, GIFs are not hard to make.
Fair enough. FNAF fan games. I don't really play FNAF fan games. One Night at Flumpty's comes to mind. I know Markiplier did that a while back.
Five Nights at Hentai, or is
that a
it
thing?
Five Nights? I think it's Five Nights at Fuckboys. That's a thing.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. I haven't played it, but I know it's a thing.
And then Five Nights at Hentais or something like that.
Sure. Stormstep says has a great engine. Hi Storm, how's it going? Thanks for being here.
Has a great text-based engine. Yes,
10 out of 10. Too much text.
it's going to look better than Depression Quest. I confirm that.
Confirmed. There's text in this game, and that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to give too much of it away. All right, Wumbo, we've been doing this for 10 minutes. You want to get into the news? Wumbo froze, everybody. Wumbo is no longer with us. Guys, we lost a great friend and soldier today. It's not easy. It's not easy when you lose someone that's very close to you. But we'll soldier. Oh no, he's back. Okay, he's alive. All right. Hi, Wumbo. How's it
Yeah,
going?
no, I froze. My Wi-Fi just crashed there for a second.
That's okay.
I was about to say, TwitchCon just happened, right?
Yeah, TwitchCon happened. I didn't really follow
and-
coverage on it, but I know Twitch has been revamping all their stuff. Everything looks different now.
I haven't really been paying attention to it either. But 2 big things that really happened at TwitchCon: the revamp and the restyling, which you obviously see right now, and
Right.
a certain thing that just came out that Amazon Prime users can take advantage of.
Right.
Yeah,
This is kind of cool.
Twitch Prime, that's essentially what this is called.
Right.
Twitch News Amazon Prime offers free game content and ad-free streaming.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Amazon Prime gets some new benefits on Twitch, including ad-free streaming and a free channel subscription every 30 days. So, okay. How much is a channel subscription typically?
$4.99 a month.
Okay. And usually subscriptions lead to like different emojis and being able to write in chat.
Emojis, yeah, write in chat, sometimes links. It's weird. Like, I think technically by Twitch bylaws, you're not allowed to have subscriber-only giveaways or anything like that. Like, you're not... It can't be seen as a bribe, I guess. You can't give physical stuff, as far as I understand. It's weird, but basically, you can't bribe people to subscribe. They shouldn't have an incentive. They should subscribe just because they want to.
Okay.
It's weird, but anyway.
Yeah, again, other, other money giving services, giving money to people on the internet, like Patreon and GoFundMe and other things like that too. And or
Now-
YouTube support stuff.
Something to point out, and
Yeah.
this is unconfirmed, but as far as I understand, Patreon's, well, this part is confirmed. Patreon's cut is 5%. They take 5% of your monthly
All right.
earnings. Twitch, as far as I understand, takes 50% of a subscriber
Whoa.
amount, which, $250 of $5, that's not that much, but if you
Yeah.
consider that's your only income, that's a lot. and then it could be taxed on top of that. Now, the difference between that and something else is Twitch streamers that have the subscribe button are also partnered, which means they are paid to stream, not just for subscribers, but they actually make money every single time they stream.
Okay, and also advertisements too. And
Also
stuff
advertisements, and most people that are big on Twitch probably have Patreon or some sort of, at least a tip jar, some sort of crowdfunding implemented on their channel.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anyway.
So, reading the article just a bit, Amazon Prime now offers a bunch of benefits for Twitch users through a new slate featured called Twitch Prime. Good name. Announced at TwitchCom, Prime subscribers get ad-free streaming, which is awesome, free game loot, and discounts on physical games, among other things. Now, free game loot, essentially that's stuff for Hearthstone and League, if I'm correct.
My 2 favorite games of all time.
Yeah, it says right here. The free game loot from October includes a Tribal Whipswind, the newest Hearthstone hero, and a new stream-based indie game called Streamline.
Real quick, catching up on the chat. Awesome. Talking about the Five Nights game, says the channel is family-friendly. Good to know. Cychrome says, Twitch Prime, a copycat of Loot Crate. New AAA's, titles, discounts, and free channel subs. Says, a neat idea, and I like the idea. I will subscribe to it. Yeah, I think this sounds cool.
Yeah, I think this is a nice idea, but like rip off a loot crate. Well, you don't know what you're getting, but like loot crate.
That's kind of the fun of it, though, too.
More. Loot crate costs more, right?
Loot crate's what, like $15 a month, depending on how much you pay up front.
I don't know how much Prime is.
Also, Gamer says there's Twitch Prime. What Twitch has now is called Turbo, technically.
Well, yeah, there was already Twitch Turbo, which was also ad-free stuff, but this is adding on to that essentially.
This Twitch. From where I'm sitting, this is not a reason to get Amazon Prime. This is a cool partnership between Amazon and Twitch saying if you already have a Prime,
Amazon already owns Twitch.
Do they? Right. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
They've owned Twitch for a while now.
Oh, that's right. They did buy him forever ago. I think I forgot about that.
Yeah, they bought him from Google because Google fucking destroyed Twitch.
But everyone loves YouTube gaming, so it's fine. Because YouTube gaming's so good and perfect and has no problems with it.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. What were you going to say?
Real quick, Storm stuff in the chat says, I have Amazon Prime, so I get a free subscription or something? As far as I understand, yes. That seems to be what it's saying. And then Cychrome says, I'm going to use the trial when I see something cool. Yeah, I think that's the way to go with this. I don't think you get this because you're a Twitch fan. Like, get Amazon Prime because you want Amazon Prime and enjoy the benefits of this. But this should not be the thing that makes you decide you want to buy it.
You get Amazon Prime if you want to... Amazon Prime gets you better shipping, if I'm correct, right?
Free 2-day.
Yeah. Free 2-day, and I'm sorry, I've never used Amazon Prime. I've only used like ordinary Amazon. So
no, you're fine. And then also, if you're a college or high school student, you get it at like a reduced rate. So I think I pay like $50 a year or something like that.
Oh, okay. So
it's reasonably priced.
Adobe, I guess.
I mean, Adobe's like $240 a year.
Well, like $240 a year, but $20 for everything is awesome.
That's true. I mean, Adobe's very reasonably priced when you think about it, just when you pay up front, especially if you're not a student. It's like, Jesus Christ. But, let me see. Stormfront says, Nostal, you need to get partnered. I have no intentions of getting Twitch partnered.
Well, I mean, if you get enough followers, you might get partnered.
I don't really want to be honest. Like, the game changes when you get partnered. I don't know if I necessarily want that. Okay. Mutiny Teddy says, LOL, No Man's Sky PlayStation ads when PS threw them under the bus.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about No Man's Sky later in the show.
Yeah.
And how they might be getting they're under investigation right now for false advertising. So,
which is fascinating to me because literally anything that's come out in the last 10 years has had some amount of false advertising.
Yeah.
It's more fascinating to me that people like. Okay, so Ryan's a good example. Ryan from Apollo Media was unbelievably hyped for No Man's Sky.
And
it's like when it came out and he was disappointed, it's like I couldn't help but to say to him, like, what did you think this was going to be? Like, did you really think this could possibly be everything they said? Like, I feel like it's not a surprise that it was going to be bad. It's like you had to go into this game with low expectations. If you were expecting everything you thought you were going to get, I mean, you were setting yourself up for disappointment. There's no way that game was going to be everything people wanted it to. It just couldn't. It's just not possible. We're not there yet. You know?
No.
But anyway. So, Wumbo, anything else you want to say about Twitch Prime?
Oh, it also says that you also get some extra stuff from Smite, which I don't play, so meh. Cool perk for anybody who has Prime, but like, or Amazon Prime, but like, I don't have any interest in getting this. So, I'm not
this is a cool
too
thing. If
into.
you already have Prime, don't go get Prime for this. It's not worth $50 or $60 a year or whatever.
I'm not. Even though I do stream on Twitch, I'm not always on Twitch. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Cyclone brings up a good point, which he says, I kind of like the game, to be honest. No Man's Sky is fun, in my opinion. I've watched several streams and Let's Plays of it, and I think the game is really cool, but I think the reason I think that is because I kind of thought it was going to be a broken mess of a game. I'm like, oh wow, there's menus and everything. This game isn't
You were
completely
expecting
broken.
it to actually. You were expecting it to just crap out because of
Yeah.
how much stuff is in the game. You know.
Now, in my defense, there was like a massive, like 3 or 5 gigabyte day one patch, like an enormous patch for this game. And if you go into like the changes list, like they changed core fundamentals on day one of like added items,
Whoa.
changed the crafting system, added a currency system, changed language system, like core parts of this game were changed in that day one patch.
Here's the thing. I think the reason for this, and I know this because of a certain other game. I know this is a weird example, but
Sure.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5.
Yeah, definitely.
No. There was a huge 7 gigabyte day one patch. Do you want to know why?
Because that game was
Because
broken.
not just that, but like producing the disc a month before the game came out, the game was not completely finished yet, and it was obviously not finished when
Yeah.
that game was released. But the 7 gig patch was actually the rest of the game. On the disc, it was only like the tutorial. So
Yeah.
what I'm predicting is like for the day one patch, or like pretty much every day one patch for any games,
Right.
it's essentially the rest of the game.
I don't
Like, they
remember
didn't
the
have-
name of it, but there was I want to say Russian. There was a Russian satellite that they sent up into the air to gather in like intel on space, and then they were going to bring it back down and like monitor the results. But when they launched it, the technology to bring a rocket back didn't exist yet. So they basically thought, you know what? It's gonna fly for 8 years. We know for a fact this rocket's gonna stay up there for 8 years. In the 8 years that we send it up there for, we'll be able to figure out a way for it to get back here before it crashes, basically. And they just didn't. The technology didn't catch up fast enough. And that's what this reminds me of, is like, you know what? We'll just ship it off. Here you go. Pass certification. We'll give them like a 45-minute long vertical slice. And in the time that it takes to go through certification, we'll build a game. And we'll tack that game onto the fake game that we gave to them for certification, you know?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, let's say the patch never happened.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean,
But the reason why I do this, like I said before, is the production of the disc and meeting deadlines. And No Man's Sky obviously had to meet a bunch of deadlines because they were stretched.
Wumbo died, everybody. He's no longer with us. You know, I've been reporting news for 28 years, and not once has the death of a co-anchor hurt me so badly. I'd like to thank all my friends and family for being here. I'd like to thank Mutiny Teddy and Psycho and Stormstep and Game Right Vids and The Awesome Gamer and all you lovely people that have joined us for this long endeavor. Wumbo will live on. I will not be quitting the show without Wumbo. He will come back someday. Probably not. Resurrection's like this whole thing that we probably shouldn't get into. But catching up on the chat. Mutiny Teddy says Fallout has fanboys. Tony is already broke, though. I didn't know he was broke. It's interesting. I kind of like the game, to be honest. It's not bad. Fallout did this. Wait, you're 28? No, I'm not 28. Do I look 28? Of course, I don't look 97 either, so I don't know. No, Wumbo's Skype crapped out on him. He will be back. We're just trying to get back the call. Stick with us, guys. We're going to figure it out. It's fine, guys. Cychrome looking very handsome today. Do you use moisturizer? Wumbo's messaging me. Wumbo says, okay, my Wi-Fi crapped the bed again. That's okay, Wumbo. I forgive you. Wumbo lives matter. Wumbo lives do matter. Wumbo, turn on your video. Hey, Wumbo's back, everybody. Long time, first time. How's it going, Wumbo? Hang on, Wumbo's muted. Wumbo, can you, like, unmute yourself? There we go.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. We forgive you. I made a joke about you being dead, and then I was like, surprise, he's not dead. I do that a lot. You look 28.
Well, like-
Thanks, Cychrome, I think. I think that's a good thing. I don't know. Apparently, I look 28.
I guess YouTube edit. I'll just edit some of this crap out. My Wi-Fi cut out again. I'm very sorry for that. What did I say before it cut out?
I think
like
you said
what-
something about seeing like a bright light in front of you.
Oh, no,
I don't
no.
remember. It was something along those lines.
along the lines with like, it was a tangent.
We were talking about the Tony Hawk Pro Skater and them trying to
Yeah.
make it through cert, and then them putting the big giant day one update.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Actually.
Yeah. We'll talk. Maybe we should talk more about this once we get to No Man's Sky.
Okay, sounds good. Do you want to go on to the next article?
Yeah.
All right. Next article. Xbox boss talks Project Scorpio price. Suggests it may not be above $600.
Yeah. Once I
That would
read
be
this,
smart. Do
that would
that.
be smart. Yeah, because like the problem with Scorpio right now is like, okay, this is all advanced and shit, but like, how much this is going to be?
Now,
So,
I don't want to say too much before we actually get into the article, but I will say Scorpio, from everything we know, is not aimed at the person buying their first Xbox. This is this is aimed at the enthusiast that has a lot of money to spend. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Like,
I kind of am weirdly okay if this is like a $450, $500 box. I'd caution you from going above there because then you're gonna see like a PS3 launch debacle where it's like, hey, here's our console and it's $9,000. People are like, what?
no, it's not $9,000.
It was like
It's
six.
seven
Was
hundred
six?
dollars.
Was it 650 or
Six.
seven?
It was 650 to 700.
It was
some
too
bullshit
much.
like
It
that.
was
Yeah.
it costed too much, and like inevitably your console is going to drop in price over the course of the cycle. That's just how it works. You're going to get discounts from manufacturers. You're going to find cheaper ways to make it. As more are in the marketplace, you're going to be able to take price cuts because you've already sold enough stuff like that. Inevitably, you're
Yeah.
going to be able to lower the cost. But there is, you have to have not too steep of a barrier to entry. Otherwise, no one's going to buy it. I don't want a $600 console. That's a lot of money to spend on a
Me
game
neither. Like
console.
even when the PS3 and the Xbox One came out, they were both 400. Well, okay, the PS3 was 400.
Right.
The Xbox One was 500 because of the
Was it
Kinect
really?
and
Oh, that's right. That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. Oh my god, I almost literally completely forgot about Connect. I almost like just blocked Connect from my memory entirely.
I don't blame you. Connect this dog shit.
Yeah. Mutiny Teddy says you remind me of 8x6, but different. I'm not sure what that means. What's 8x6?
Okay, I don't know. It says morphology.
Okay, I can live with
Okay.
that. I am a
Okay.
college student.
Muni Teddy says I don't blame Sony. They already price cut a to beat the launch of the Xbox. But the Xbox One was going to be way more expensive anyway because
Right.
or
Well,
at
and what's
launch because of
fascinating is for a while there, the Xbox One was like I think $50 cheaper than the PS4. It was like the PS4 was 350 and then the Xbox was 300 or whatever.
yeah.
And then it just still crapped the bed. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, I think the Xbox One is, although I heard something about having like sold 200 million Xbox Ones.
no.
No,
I think they
No.
probably said they wanted to sell that many. There's no way they're
yeah,
even close.
it was an article on the No. It was like I only saw the thumbnail. I didn't have the time to actually watch the entire video. So
Okay. So
yeah.
this article is from GameSpot. It comes to us by way of Eddie Macook, and it says, quote, one of the big questions surrounding Microsoft Project Scorpio console is how much it will cost and how it will compare to Sony's PlayStation 4 Pro. Microsoft is not yet ready to talk specifics, but Xbox boss Phil Spencer said in a new interview with WinBeta that the console is, quote, a premium product, unquote. So you can expect
Yeah.
it will not be cheap. Makes sense. He also teased that Project Scorpio will not carry a price tag that's unheard of in the console gaming world. This may suggest that the system won't be more than $600, which was the high end of what the PlayStation 3 cost was when it came out in 2007. This was thought to be the most expensive mainstream console price ever. Quote, when we designed both of these, Xbox One S and Project Scorpio, we kind of designed it in parallel, unquote. Spencer explained.
Wait, really?
Apparently. Well, because the Xbox One S has 4K output, right?
I misread that. I thought that was for Xbox One and Project Scorpio. Like what?
Oh, no. Xbox One S, which is the new...
Yeah, the
skinny one.
the skinny one that just came out. Yeah.
Yeah. Quote, we thought about the price performance of what we wanted to hit with the Scorpio relative to what we were going to be able to do with the S, so that we would have a good price continuum, so people wouldn't look at these two things as so disconnected because of the price delta. He added, quote, so I think you will feel like it's a premium product, a premium console, and not anything more than that. So I wouldn't get people worried that this thing is going to be unlike any console price you've ever seen. We didn't design it that way. That said, the opening price point for the Xbox One S and the different hard drive sizes, that is a critical part of this whole product. When I think about it as a product line, you should expect that pricing to kind of be in line with that.
Okay.
I think they're saying all the right things.
Yeah, like you don't want your console to be super duper expensive, so no one
Yeah.
will buy it. Yeah.
And also, like, market this as a luxury item. Like, you don't need this. Your Xbox One that you got at launch is still hopefully completely fine, and it's still gonna run all the games totally
Yeah.
fine. We're not gonna outsource
Right.
the consumer by having Scorpio exclusive games or anything like that. It's just a nicer, bigger, better version of the box you already have.
And they're still doing that for. Or Sony's doing that with the PlayStation Pro right now, but
Right.
like,
I
do you think this will be more powerful than the PS4 Pro?
I think it will definitely be more powerful than the PS4 Pro. Everything we have so far is pointing to that. Um, I can't remember if we covered it on here or if I just read this by myself, but there was an article that leaked a couple weeks, not even leaked, it was just an article a couple weeks ago of an Xbox executive or Microsoft executive basically saying the PlayStation 4 Pro is not nearly as powerful as you think it is, or something like that.
I don't think we covered
Did
that.
we not
But
cover that? He basically
no.
said with the specs that they're gunning at with the PS4 Pro, it cannot, like, it can upscale games to 4K, but it cannot
But
play
it's
games
not like
natively at
actual.
4K.
Unlike is the Xbox One S like natively 4K?
No, as far as I understand, the Xbox One S, and we're not engineers, we're not, so take this with a grain of
No,
salt,
but like,
my understanding is the Xbox One S's performance is more or less on par with the PS4 Pro. That's my
oh,
understanding.
huh?
Now,
Okay.
a point to be made here is it doesn't necessarily matter who has the more powerful console. The
PC
Xbox
Master
360.
Race.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here with my $2,000 console or whatever, but I mean, it's not a console, obviously. But it's like the PlayStation 3 really struggled to find its footing for a long time, even though that cell processor was really ahead of its time. And I know we talk about this forever. We always talk about the cell processor in the PS3, but the fact of the
Yeah.
matter was, it didn't matter that they had a more interesting design or a more proprietary design. It was the fact that the Xbox 360 just sold better, and that was just a fact. It just so happens that when you compare Xbox One to PlayStation 4, apples to oranges, the PS4 usually outperforms it. It's just a more solidly built machine. That said, it sounds like Scorpio is going to outperform the Pro. I don't know if it matters. I think it's going to be, set it at a price point that people are going to buy it for.
Speaking of other proprietary stuff, when did the PlayStation when did PlayStation VR come out?
I don't think it's out yet, but I know
I see a bunch of ads for it now. That's why.
Media outlets have it in their hands now. So
Okay.
it is to industry insiders. They're being shipped out right now.
Okay.
I don't think it's publicly available yet, but it's definitely it's 100% done. It's in people's hands, not the public's hands, but it's away from Sony headquarters at this point. So definitely soon. I want to say it's a November release date, but I could be wrong about that.
Okay.
But anyway, anything else you want to add to Scorpio?
I didn't really have too much to add for this one, but I never really care for Microsoft stuff, or not Microsoft stuff, Xbox stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, if you want to harp on a look
I
at
don't
the
harp on a
look at
brand,
the look
just
at
like-
the Vita, man. The Vita is a great little piece of hardware that's
Yeah, but
dead
just
because
like-
it doesn't get any first party support. It's like
exactly.
at the end of the day, the specs matter, but what's under the hood doesn't matter nearly as much as how far a company's willing to go to support something, whether that's
And
first party
there's not
support or
really-
third party support,
We can criticize this about the PS4 Pro also, but like if the system can really be used for its full potential or whatever, then what's the
Right.
point of getting it?
And it's like we're not developers, so I'm really just speculating
No.
here. But potentially a problem could be, they're working on the constraints of the Xbox One and the PS4, and now they have that roof lifted with the Scorpio that has all this power behind it. And one of two things is going to happen: one, they're not going to be able to utilize that machine to its maximum potential for a while, which is probably how it always goes. Or the other option is they're going to get too greedy because they assume there's too much hardware there to work with, and they're going to hit the ceiling again, and then they're going to have to take things away.
It's either that or like, and here's a way of fixing it: make like Scorpio exclusive games, like not too many, obviously, but like like downloadable games.
I think
stuff.
I know
At
where
least
you're
have
at.
some-
Right. I know where
least
you're
have
at
some
with
first-party
that, but I
support.
honestly think the second we see a Scorpio or a Pro game, I think that's going to be the tipping point of where things start to go bad. Because I think you have to market this as you don't need it. You can still play every game on what you have in your home right now.
True, but like it's an incentive like buying it to begin with, Like why not get this? Oh yeah, your games are in 4K, but like
Right.
are there any, special games that I can play on this thing that's aside from my ordinary PS4?
But see, I
or
feel like
Xbox
that has
One?
to be Xbox 2 or PS5. I feel like the second you make this
Xbox 2.
Xbox 2, because apparently that's how they know. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be called the Xbox 5, because you know what? Their names don't make any sense.
Just call it the 720, damn it.
Yeah, everyone thought it was going to be the 720. It's like, surprise, it's the Xbox One. It's like, well, wait, aren't there three of these things? Well, But I mean, I totally get what you're saying, but I honestly feel like the only way you're going to market this as, you know, people are saying, what, I just bought this box 3 years ago, and they have to say, no, you don't need this, it's just a nicer version of what you already have. I think the second that they say, and here's the Scorpio exclusive launch game, people are going to be like, well, what the hell, now I have to get this new console. I honestly think that's going to be what's going to make people the most mad. I think you have to treat this as, you know, it's a side-by-side thing. It cannot be exclusive, because eventually, if that's the case, then this was just a 3-year console cycle. That's all it was, you know? And that'd be, like, what, the shortest console cycle in reported history?
Yeah,
So,
well, we're going to be covering a game console that had a shorter life, you know.
right.
Yeah.
Catching up on the chat real quick. Mutant
joking.
Teddy says Xbox One will definitely spec better, but it all depends on devs. And Sony has the better devs, but I think more are going all consoles now. Awesome
Yeah.
Gamer also said I'll be leaving to set up at 11:30. Evelyn Kit in the
All
chat
right.
says, hey. Hi, Evelyn. Thanks
Hey,
for being
Evelyn.
here. I know you were streaming earlier, so I appreciate you taking time out of your evening to stop by.
Evelyn was streaming? That's cool.
She was. And Mutiny Teddy says, true, but Vita wasn't the focus. It wasn't a flagship console like the DS was for Nintendo.
Well,
It's
they were
fair.
they were trying to compete it, like, you know, they were trying to compete with the Vita with they were trying to compete the PS Vita with the 3DS.
Which is so sad, because the Vita is such a beautiful
Yeah.
piece of hardware.
I wanted the Vita instead of the 3DS, and unfortunately, there isn't that. Okay, unless you're really into RPGs, which even I have my own limits with RPGs. Like, I can't constantly.
This coming
play
from the guy who played
RPGs.
Final Fantasy 13 12
Yeah.
times in a row.
Shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
This is coming from the guy who's played Final Fantasy 9 a handful of times,
Right.
over a couple summers.
I think the Vita definitely has its use. I think the lack of first-party support is what killed it.
That too. Like, at first, there was some really good first party support.
Yeah.
There was like an Uncharted game for it. There was a
Golden
game
Abyss,
called
yeah.
Rush.
Most
Yeah,
people liked Golden Abyss more than they liked Uncharted 1.
I haven't
think it
played
actually
personally,
scored
but
higher,
I've heard
if I
it's pretty good.
remember.
What else? There were a couple puzzle games I heard they were pretty good for it. There was this prison breaking game or whatever that it had on there. It was like very stylized.
Freedom Wars?
Not Freedom Wars. It was something else. You're like a little fat black blob and a skinny white blob or whatever. I forget what
It's
it's
not
called.
Escapist.
No, it's not Escapist, but it's something else.
I'm not sure.
But anyway, it was like some Escape Plan. It was called Escape Plan. It got re-released for the PS4 alongside with Gravity Rush. Golden Abyss has not been re-released, which is a shame, but
Yeah, I thought the Nathan Drake collection was going to have that.
Yeah.
It was going to be the first console port, which didn't happen. But
yeah, odd, but it wasn't made by Naughty Dog anyway.
no, but I think it. I honestly think, if I remember, and I'd have to fact check this, but I think Golden Abyss actually scored higher on average in reviews than Uncharted 1.
Really? Okay.
But anyway. Evelyn says, "How are you?" I'm doing well, thank you, Evelyn. How are you? Mutiny Teddy says, "So they should be like the Sega CD, maybe."
The Sega CD had its own exclusive games, i.e. Sonic CD.
Because everyone likes those Sonic games. Got to see what
I
that blue
can
little
give my
man
cop-
is doing.
I could give out my copy. I could show you my copy of Sonic CD right now.
Can you please give out your copy of Sonic CD?
No.
So I can win it. So I can snap it in half on stream. So we never have to deal with it again. Wumbo, that's a mean finger. I don't like that finger. Storm says,
I
"Oh
love
yeah, any
Sonic
word on the new
CD,
South
shut
Park
up.
one? I think the South Park game got delayed, didn't it?
Yeah. If you're talking about the new South Park game or new season, the game we reported that got canceled until the first quarter of 2017. The show is going off right now, and it's going pretty well.
It seems like everything is getting kicked to fourth quarter 2017.
Not fourth quarter, but like just
Or excuse me,
2017.
first quarter 2017.
Yeah.
My bad.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
It's like, what do we have coming out fall? We get Mafia 3, we get COD,
Which-
and we get Battlefield? Is that like the big three?
Essentially, yeah. I heard. I haven't heard much about. Or I haven't really been paying attention to any of those games. I actually played Mafia 2 for a bit,
Oh, yeah?
a long time ago.
People like those Mafia games.
Yeah, you know. We should really keep moving on. It's, jeez.
Next story. Japan is getting its own mini classic Nintendo console.
Yeah, I thought this was a little bit cool.
Japan being
little-
Japan, doing their own weird thing.
It's Japan making a mini Famicom.
Okay.
Oh, that's not.
I can get behind this.
There we go. The page is loading. The hell. Come on. You
want
can
me
read
to
the
read
article, man. I can't read it right now.
All right, so this article
There.
comes to us by way of Polygon, written by Michael McWhirter. And he says...
Japan is getting its own mini classic Nintendo console. The Nintendo Mini The Nintendo Classic Mini Family Computer arrives in November around the same time as the Nintendo or the Mini Nintendo.
NES.
Yeah, the Mini Nintendo or NES Classic Edition. I guess that's what it's called.
Master, give it to you, Wumbo.
Can you read the article? Some people are.
The day before Nintendo of America releases its miniaturized version of the Nintendo Entertainment System, known as the NES Classic Edition, Nintendo of Japan will release a tiny retro console of its own. The Nintendo Classic Mini Family Computer will hit Japan on November 10th and will retail for 5,980 yen, roughly $60.
Essentially, this is the same thing as what we're getting right here, but I hear it comes with a couple extra games that are only exclusive to Japan.
Okay, so yeah, just looking at the list. Some ones that are jumping out at me: Castlevania, Donkey Kong, Dr. Mario, Final Fantasy III.
Atlas no Nazo, that never came out in America.
No idea.
Downtown Nexo.
Galaga? I would pay $60 just for a modern way to play Galaga. I like Galaga a lot.
Getting Final Fantasy 3 though.
Yeah, Mega Man 2, Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3.
Gradius.
This is worth it. Definitely worth $60.
Well, I mean, instead of getting a bunch of rips off online, ROM rips.
I mean, I would pay this for getting all these as a virtual console.
I mean, if you're getting all these in a virtual console, they're about $5 each.
Yeah.
So
you're getting a good deal, and you're getting a piece of hardware with it.
Yeah.
Cool. Buy it.
Do it now.
I'm curious if this is region locked in any way. Like, I wonder if you could import this.
That would be. I'm thinking this might be like a plug and play system. Honestly,
it might be.
Yeah, so if this is region locked, then that'll be odd, but...
I wonder if it outputs, via HDMI, if it's upscaled to HD, or what's going on?
It is going to be output to HDMI.
Okay, that's cool. Catching up on the chat, Mutiny says something about the great Call of Duty game on Vita. I have not played Call of Duty on Vita, it's probably terrible.
The Black Ops game. It's okay, I guess. I actually have it. It came with my PS Vita.
Yeah. And then Storm says... very meh. Good night, guys. Have a good one. Storm, thanks so much for stopping by. Have a great night. And everyone throw up those heart emojis in chat saying good night.
I will do so now.
Storm.
Night, Storm.
I mean, this is very similar to what's happening here.
I just, not really too much to talk about, just thought this was a little bit cool. And hopefully they do one for the Super Famicom / Super Nintendo a couple years later, Yeah,
definitely. I want to see, honestly, a PS1 of this. I think that'd be really cool.
That would be cool too.
Yeah.
I mean, mini disc.
Do it. Ship it.
Do it.
Approved.
Very small, black, easily breakable disc.
Alrighty. Next story, because we're starting to run out of time for this evening. Modern Warfare Remastered requires Infinite Warfare disc insert, says fine print.
Okay, a lot of people are getting pissed off about this, but I don't see why.
People on the internet are getting mad about something? How could that have happened?
What a shocker!
What did we do wrong, Wumbo?
Towards any plan of keeping the remaster, but reselling or trading in a physical. Okay, that's why. So you have to keep the game, or else.
Or else does Satan come out and just be like, "No, Wumbo, we talked about this. You're not allowed to give it away."
I find it strange that you have to have the disc, but whatever. I don't care about Call of Duty. I know my man Miles out there, he definitely cares about this.
Your boy Miles Eric Prower.
Eric Prower.
Our resident Call of Duty advisor.
Resident Call of Duty advisor is supposed... I don't know. I know he just pre-ordered this game, right?
Yeah, and I think he said he did Pokemon Moon as well. So but the long and the short of it is, if I lose the disc, I can't play this game anymore.
Yeah, and it's what people are complaining about is it's download game only, but you need the disc, which is admittingly odd, but...
So what does that mean? How do I get a physical copy if it's download only?
No. Let's read the article, but okay. Activision is coupling with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare with Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, that's a mouthful. And for obvious reasons, making any enthusiasm for a landmark game on new hardware also working for the latest entry in the storyline, facing new skepticism than hype. Now COD, watching Charlie Intel, has more information on just how tight the building will be. Okay. Call of Duty... Just go into the part.
So it's only for the remaster. It's only for Modern Warfare Remastered.
Call of Duty official website now lists that Modern Warfare Remastered is a full download game. The game must be inserted with Modern Warfare Remastered. Okay.
I feel like that's okay. So, just to make sure I'm understanding this properly, I go to GameStop, and then I flip the guy off because I hate GameStop. But for some reason, I pay $60, and I get Infinite Warfare, and I bring it home, and I pop it in. And once I have it popped in and installed, I can then get a digital download of Modern Warfare Remastered, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you have to have the disc for the game to run.
And then Tristan runs into my room a week from then, snaps the disc in half, and runs away laughing like a maniac. Now I can play neither game, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And for a download game only, it's kind of strange that you have to have the disc.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever. I don't know.
this is people that have nothing better to do but to get mad about something. It's like, really? Like you were going to put more than 4 hours into Modern Warfare Remastered anyway. Come on. Come on.
Well, a lot of people give a shit about the online, but for the story, that's about as much time as most people will put.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Admittedly, it's weird. It's a little strange this is happening, but I mean, grow up. Go make your own game. If you don't like it, go make your own game that's better. You know? I don't know. Mutiny Teddy says, well, finally someone is saying F you to GameStop. Yeah, I mean, this is basically stopping people from reselling, so you don't have to give your $60 game to GameStop for $2.40 or whatever. Because GameStop is nickel and diming you for every last cent they can get because they're about to go out of business. I can't wait till GameStop goes out of business. I'm like looking forward to it, man. I'm gonna like have a party on their doorstep. I might buy all the GameStops just at like such a low rate. I don't even know. I'm just really excited for GameStop to go out of business. I hate GameStop, but anyway. All right. Any last Modern Warfare thoughts?
Don't really care about it, but people are getting pissed off over something very small and minute. But I kind of understand why.
If it does really well, they might just put it on like the digital store too.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why doesn't that just happen instead of
Because they want to make people buy Infinite Warfare against the
world. No. Just like after buying Infinite Warfare, it can't just be a download file that's only exclusive.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, it's just stopping resale of the game. I guess it sells more copies.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna be a wild frontier for used games. Not for this though. I mean, like, right? That's how this works. Is you can't basically because it links to your PSN ID, right?
Yeah, or Xbox One ID.
So if I send you my disc and I've already put Modern Warfare Remastered on my console, can you now install it on your console with that disc?
Maybe it's like a download only once.
Okay, it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. But anyway.
All right, moving on to the last story tonight, which we already mentioned beforehand, but No Man's Sky, under investigation for false advertising.
I can save them a lot of time on this investigation. It's true. It was false advertising. It confirmed. Well done.
Steam store page besieged with complaints. No Man's Sky promotional material has come under fire since the launch of it's now subject of an ongoing investigation. The UK-based Advertising Standards Authority, ASA, God damn, I hate being dyslexic. I hate being dyslexic. I'm sorry. Confirmed to Polygon that it has received several complaints about No Man's Sky's advertising, which angry customers have criticized as misleading.
They've gotten more than several. They've gotten literally thousands.
Yeah, I haven't played the game, but I know it's pissed off a lot of people. So. This is coming from a quote, I guess, from ASA. I can confirm that we have received several complaints about No Man's Sky's advertising, which we have launched an investigation, says the ASA told Polygon. A representative of the ASA has declined to comment on the particulars for the investigation, but a trend on the No Man's Sky subreddit details some of the most prominent issues Steam users have with the game store page, which they have passed on to the organization. Okay. Essentially false advertising because,
I genuinely can't believe people thought this was going to be anything else. I just have such a hard time believing that people thought this was going to be everything they were saying it was. It's just how? How can a game be that big and that good?
We should really do an episode on games that were overhyped.
Yeah, it's like it's so far past overhyped. It's like It's like if they went out there and said, "Hey, we're lying to you right now. Watch us lie to you." And then people were like, "Why did they lie to it?" They were so upfront about the fact, like, I can't even fathom how anyone out there didn't understand this game wasn't going to be as good as they were saying it. I can't understand it. I just can't.
Catching up with the chat, Munite says, I believe that YouTube policies are not about criticizing the companies who place ads on YouTube it is based off of, and then hate all the
No Man's Sky.
And No Man's Sky, because they are pushing it hard. Also, Billbot Baggins says, what the fuck?
To which we reply, yes.
Yes, what the fuck?
Evelyn says, hearts to everyone in the chat and hearts to Nostal. Love you, Evelyn.
I will give a heart to you, Evelyn, if it works. There we go. Heart to everyone.
I'll be very surprised if anything actually comes from this. Like, if they actually are held accountable in any way. Because, I mean, like, the problem isn't how little was actually in this game. The problem is how overhyped Sony, I mean, they backed it with literally everything they possibly could.
Yep.
And that was like, I don't know, man. This game should have just gotten very, very quiet and then either released completely out of the blue like a year from now, or just gotten canned and just stopped development. Like, this game just...
It was made by a very small studio with
a
reasonable budget, if I remember correctly. I mean, definitely had backing with Sony, so...
Well, my problem with it early on is, like, you can go to 67 billion planets. It's like, okay, cool. Here's the thing.
But
One, I'm never going to go to
too
67 billion planets. Two,
ambitious.
If there's that many planets, then mathematically there are millions of these planets that are almost identical. And if a lot of the places I'm going to are almost identical, why do I want to go to more than one of them? You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know how many different planet variants are in the game.
Does it matter? It's like if I'm going to just reskinned versions of essentially the same thing every time I land, you know, it's like, okay, cool. I've been to 30 different planets, but 25 of them are pretty damn similar. So I've basically been to 6, you know?
I distinctly remember seeing some stuff on Twitter on I just found a new species from No Man's Sky. It's like a head of like a giraffe and then like a body of a a hippo or something. Their skin tones are totally different.
That's really cool to me. I think that specifically the animals and the naming things and that sort of thing.
That is cool. But like seeing like an oddly I could show you like a screenshot of it, like seeing similar animals or like seeing two species that should not belong with each other.
Right. And, like, I think go into it expecting this weird, quirky spacewalking simulator. Don't go into this expecting to have your life changed. It's like, people were talking about, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to live my life in No Man's Sky. It's going to be incredible. It's going to revolutionize my life. It's like, This is, at best, a space Dear Esther. Like, I don't understand what you thought you were going to get out of this, but... It's easy to say that now, obviously. I mean, I've been saying this forever, but it's easy to say that now that the game is out and everyone has said what they've said, and, you know, most people don't care anymore, but I don't know. Technophilly619 in the chat says, Technophilly619 is in the house. Put your hands in the air and drop the bass. All right, you drop the bass. I'll put my hands in the air. Drop the bass, Wumbo. I'll put my hands in the air. There we go. Like I'm lifting a pyramid. There we go. We did it. Overwatch first porn parody. You always get funny ad/clickbait. Good to know.
Good to know. Yeah. Well, wait, that actually happened.
Sure.
I mean, I know there's actually porn comics of Overwatch because.
You sound pretty nervous there, Wumbo. I don't know. You looking at porn comics?
I was about to say Bethesda, but like, what the fuck? This Blizzard took down some like fan art of sexually posing, like very sexual stuff of Tracer and a bunch of other characters. So they thought, oh, let's retaliate by making porn out of it.
That's kind of fascinating.
Yeah.
If you make something that's vaguely in the public eye, porn of it exists out there. It's like, that's really fascinating that they're like, you know what? No, we're going to stop them.
Blizzard tried to go out of their way to take down porn.
Yeah, it's just interesting. But...
That's impossible. No, you cannot do that. In fact, it's making it worse. Stop it.
Billbot Baggins says, honestly, why do people care so much about the CODs anymore? It's just remake after remake. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you.
I could agree with you there. I don't know.
Miles has convinced me, though. I am going to play Modern Warfare 1 on stream. I'm going to do it.
Okay. I mean,
I'm probably not going to like it, but I'm going to do it.
I remember playing it a long time ago, and I liked it. But then again, that was like when I was 15, so take that with a grain of salt.
Let me see.
What
Technophilly
do you,
says, "What do you think of the mini NES coming out next month?" I think it's
we
awesome.
just kind of talked about it. Yeah, really cool. About as much as a brand new game.
Yeah,
Looks
it's
pretty cool.
like think of it as you're getting all those games for $60, which is a good deal, and you're getting the hardware for free. Like that's a really good deal.
Pretty sure someone will mod it though, so it could be like an ordinary Nintendo.
I'm
or
curious, like, do you think it has an OS of any sort, or do you think it just turns on to a menu of these 30 games?
I have no idea. If it had an OS, then they'll be able to like mod it. So maybe it's just dug into the hardware.
Right. I'm curious if like we get jailbroken things with these, if like we can like go online and stuff. I don't know. That probably won't
Yeah.
happen, but it'll be interesting to see because it's theoretically a solid piece of hardware at a very low price.
Hmm.
So it'll be interesting. Evelyn says, I
Uh,
remember my friend telling me, don't get No Man's Sky. It's not what they said it was. We had a long conversation about No Man's
yeah.
Sky.
Yeah.
I mean, it just couldn't live up to the hype. It was just,
Going back to the article. It couldn't live up to the hype, the amount of advertisements, and the I guess being over advertised, right?
yeah, and I think Last Guardian's going to say the same thing.
Yeah, and for what I hear about the demo and some press releases about that game, it feels like a game that was made in the last generation. And the reason being because it
Because it
was
was.
in the last
It's because it's
generation.
been in development since the PS2.
Yeah,
And like, it's like, and maybe it's just where I'm at in my life right now. I don't know, but I'm trying not to get overly hyped about things because this just happens so much. It's you're so often disappointed. It's like just small piece of advice, everybody. Maybe lower your expectations way, 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 way down and be pleasantly surprised
make
instead
things
of
make
instead of
yeah
making ridiculous expectations that can't possibly be filled.
make things realistic.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
just think about it. You know why something like No Man's Sky hasn't existed yet? Because it's not possible. We're not there yet. We're just not there.
yeah. Maybe wait 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like maybe if there's ever a sequel to No Man's Sky, then maybe they might,
I I think No Man's Sky, that ideal, will live on in other games. I don't think we'll ever see a No Man's Sky 2.
I
I think
mean,
they're going to take a bath on this. Not in terms of sales. I'm sure it sold phenomenally.
there obviously have been games before this that had similar concept. I watched this series on YouTube called The Video Game Years. I've been watching them a couple times, and they mentioned a game. I forget what it's called. That's essentially No Man's Sky, where you travel through different planets.
I think I saw an article about it the other day. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Where it's comparing to like this old game from the '80s.
Oh
I
no,
forget what it's called.
this was a fairly modern game. But
Oh no, this wasn't a modern game. This was a game from the '80s that you fly through a bunch of other planets, and this was early '80s computing, so it was kind of text based, but with a little bit of graphics, not much, but and it kind of sounded like No Man's Sky, but there was obviously way more limitations.
makes
So
sense. Mooney Teddy in the chat says, "Install, you sound like a sophomore in college. Freshman year was happy, stressful. Sophomore year, you lose hope. I am a junior in college." Evelyn says, "I expected it though. It kind of gave me the too good to be good feeling." Yeah,
yeah,
I'm right there with you.
I didn't really care about this game too much once I first heard about it. I thought the concept sounded cool, but this would
It's
take
really
up
easy to
too
get
much
up on a
time.
stage and get people excited. It's a lot harder to deliver.
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4 did deliver though, for the most part.
It did deliver. I fell for the hype, and it did deliver.
Yeah. I mean, it was, from what I heard, more or less more Fallout 3, but that's not necessarily a bad thing either.
No, no.
So,
Except with like some limitations and fixing
Yeah.
some things.
all right. Well, but you
All
want
right.
to move on to the games?
I will move on. Yes, let's move on to the games.
You want to do yours first?
Yeah, let's do my. Trying to close off something. There we go. Okay, I should probably pull up Twitch this time because I didn't keep up with the gameplay last time.
Okay. Hey, when you're in OBS, how do you play a clip?
You, at least on my end, you go to window capture and then you go to a certain window, which
okay.
is the gameplay. Yeah, I have window capture stuff. I don't go to.
All right. Bear with us, everybody. We're getting there.
I like how you asked me this now.
Well, you know what, Wumbo? We're held together by not even duct tape and string. It's not even duct tape and string. It's just sheer willpower. We're just held together by sheer willpower.
It's
I know it's really loud, everybody. It's fine now. It was very, very
turn
loud.
it down.
It's fine. It's okay now. It's totally okay. I promise.
It's swine. It's swine. It's swine.
Hey, do you want it
Eyes.
muted or very quiet?
Mute it.
Okay, it's muted. I know it was very loud for like 5 seconds, everybody. It should be fine now. It's Martin in the chat, aka Papa Martin. How's it going? Thanks for being here. How's
Lick
life treating you?
me. Heart, 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 heart.
I'd rather not. I mean, I think you're great, but I don't want to lick you. It's a bit much.
This is the opening of the game, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think so. This is part 1 of the Let's Play.
Okay, so what happened? All right. So our topic is the superhero games. We already did some sort of... we already did comic book games beforehand, but this is just covering superheroes just in video games. So I chose Infamous because, for one, it's not based off of a comic book, and I figured, that would be cool.
Sure.
And it does have a mechanic that can make you a hero or a villain. So,
which I really like having sort of a morality spectrum in games that actually matters. I think is really cool. Certainly not the first to do it, but Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic was the first game to really popularize the morality system in gaming. Knights of the Old Republic 1 was the first game that it wasn't the first game to do it, but it was the first very popular game to perfect that system of drastically different endings depending on the morality you play through a game with. And Infamous obviously came much later, but Infamous also did that in a very cool way because it's like the tale of a superhero and a supervillain are two very different things. So it's kind of cool. But
okay, Mike, some things are freezing now. What the hell?
What's freezing? What's going on? Are you alive? Are you okay?
I'm alive. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, my Skype isn't screwing up. Sorry. I'll just close that off and try to open up again later. Anyway, Infamous. Why I chose this? Again, it's a superhero game essentially. If you play as a good guy anyway, there is a morality system that if you choose basically the good missions, the good side missions, or choose like certain points of the game that are good. Mm-hmm. Like I would rather help these people out than destroy everything. Because that's usually how it's relegated to.
It depends on the game, though. It's like Fallout,
for this game,
but Fallout, I'll steal everything just because fuck it, why not? But I mean, depending on the game, sometimes it's worth it to play as the good guy. It really depends, but anyway.
Yeah,
this is gameplay. This is a pre-recorded video. That's not.
Yeah,
no. We're not playing this right now.
No. So for Infamous's case, you unlock different abilities that are only relegated to being good or being evil. Good being blue, evil being red, obviously. And it's kind of an RPG element to where if you do more side missions, you could spend these good or evil points. And if you only do the good missions, then all the evil missions are locked out. So there's that. The story of Infamous is you play as a guy named Cole in the middle of I think it's supposed to be New York City. I think. I don't know. And there's this plague going off, and the government is so desperate about covering this plague that, well, they pretty much border all across this border the city, basically. A similar game to have this apply is Prototype, which I'm not sure if that came out before or after.
Prototype's an RTS, isn't it?
No, Prototype is essentially this game, just
what am I thinking of? Wasteland?
Yeah. Or no, Wasteland's not an RTS. Wasteland 2 is kind of an RTS element.
I guess Wasteland 2 is what I'm thinking of. I don't know why I thought that.
Anyway. Infamous, going back to Infamous, how you get your powers, basically, if you already saw the big explosion, there was a huge explosion that Cole, I guess, accidentally started by grabbing this spear or whatever, and it pretty much blew up like a 5 or 6 blocks radius of the city.
That's a lot.
But he somehow survived it and then got these electrical powers from it.
It's actually a true story, the origin story of Electro.
Really?
No, not even close. But he also has electric powers, so.
I know Electro obviously has electric powers. Now, throughout the game, you obviously get more powers that are relegated to your electricity and stuff. Now, I haven't played Infamous in a very long time, nor have I played it all the way through. I played it to maybe the second chunk of the city, and it just kind of stopped. So also one cool thing about this, if you do good things in the game, you get posters all across the city saying Cole's a hero and stuff like that, and you see people positively being excited to see you, and
So it has like a karma system sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a karma system basically, and if you do all the bad missions and stuff and actively beat people up,
I actually really
random
like
civilians, then people will just fear you.
Watch Dogs had a very similar system of basically depending on how you play the game, public perception of you changes throughout time, and you can be more towards the vigilante or a little bit more towards the supervillain sort of thing.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part of Watch Dogs is it didn't really affect gameplay at all. It's like people would be like, "Hey, there's that guy," and then they wouldn't try and stop you or shake your hand or anything.
In this case, it did affect gameplay and what abilities you can unlock or not unlock.
Right. Real quick in the chat, Muni Teddy says, Devil's May Cry was fun, too good anti-hero. Yeah, we're kind of in the age of the anti-hero right now.
Devil's May Cry?
Devil May Cry, yeah.
Devil May Cry, not Devil's May Cry. DMC Devil May Cry.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Everyone's hugging people. Awesome Gamer has to take off to get his stream set up. We'll still be here, buddy. Have a great stream. I will host you if you are still live after we finish. So, yeah.
It's Martin says, hug me first.
Shout out to Hugs. I'm a big fan. And then also, I missed this a little ways back. Mutiny Teddy says Batman only wins on console. PC was not so good. Yeah. Arkham Asylum I played on PC about halfway through, and it was really tough to get through.
I remember that stream.
Yeah, it was very frustrating.
You literally wanting to break your keyboard in half because the controls are dog shit.
Of course, I have a DualShock 4 now. Maybe I should jump back into it.
You should kind of do that. Yeah, I'm not... Well, I mean, I think it is compatible with DualShock 4, so every PS3 is.
On Windows, it's like you basically have to trick your computer into thinking your DualShock 4 is an Xbox 360 controller.
Okay.
So, it's kind of weird, but anyway.
So it talks about morality. It talked about the main story-ish. I know I didn't get too in-depth in it because honestly, the story is a little bit forgettable, honestly.
You're a superhero. You're shooting things. Going around shooting things and saving people or killing people.
Saving people from a bunch of assholes who want to take over the city and make this plague go out, You do cover chunks of the cities, and you do destroy certain enemies or do a bunch of side missions, and that takes over a small chunk of the city. And over a course of the time, you get a bigger area where the actual power comes back on the city.
I like power.
You're starting the power in the city, so yeah. And eventually move on to different islands, and yeah.
And there's multiple endings, right?
There are 2 endings, if I remember correctly.
That's not bad.
Good ending and bad ending, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Evelyn Kit says, my brother said hi, and you guys are the best streamers ever. Aw, thank you to Evelyn and Evelyn's brother.
Thanks, Evelyn. Thanks, Evelyn's brother.
What about Deadpool, says Papa Martin. I like Deadpool.
Are you talking about the video game? Because that game's kind of average, but with really, really, really funny fourth wall jokes.
As an anti-hero, I like Deadpool, but I don't think he's that interesting. I think he's fun. He's not a compelling character.
I just saw I just saw the Deadpool movie on TV with my dad last night.
That's a weird movie to watch with your dad. I feel
it was just on TV, and it was really late, and everyone was asleep, but just me and my dad. We were flipping through the channels, and we saw Deadpool. So yeah,
if I watched that with my dad, I'd feel very uncomfortable.
Him and I just watched some weird stuff. So
okay. Of course, he works in the film industry and stuff, so maybe he's a little more okay with racy films. I don't know. It's not that well. It's kind of racy. I mean, there's like more than one sex scene.
There's
at least one sex scene. Is there more than one sex scene? I can't think of a second one. It might just be the one.
More funny. What funny? There are more sex scenes, and there's a strip club scene with Stan Lee in the background just DJing.
I was really surprised. I didn't think he was going to be in it. I did not think Stan the Man was going to be.
I thought that was the funniest shit in the movie. That in the whole that in the gun scene where they're getting all these guns ready, and then they leave the back.
I mean, he's kind of a screw up. That's kind of his charm. Immunity Teddy says this game does get repetitive. I mean, I only played a bit of this. I had a buddy who really was into Infamous and Infamous too.
Infamous does get repetitive on some of the missions are very, very samey.
Yeah.
I guess what just keeps it together is the different abilities that you get. So
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, and of course that you being able to jump on everything, and this was made by the same people who made Sly Cooper, by the way, so Sucker Punch Studios. Mm-hmm. So there's a bunch of parkouring in this game. There's an ability where you could literally slide on power slides.
They're working on the new Spider-Man too, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So
which I'm unbelievably excited for.
So Sucker Punch Studios knows how to work with characters climbing on shit.
Climbing approved. They're the #1 climbing studio in the industry right now. Awesome Gamer says,
that's
I need
superhero games,
FNAF fan
obviously.
games quick. I'm setting up. I need a few more games. I don't know any, man. The only one I've played is One Night at Flumpty's. You could Google him, though. I'm not sure that might be
I'm gonna
quicker.
follow you, the Awesome Gamer, because
He's a nice young man. I like Awesome Gamer a lot.
Yeah, I haven't been to one of his streams, so I'll check into that after I'm done with this.
It's Martin says, okay, what about Hardcore Henry? I didn't see it. I feel like I probably would have gotten motion sick.
Yeah, imagine Hardcore Henry as a VR film.
I think I might literally die.
You're wearing like a VR headset while watching it.
Evelyn says it went from superheroes to sex scenes. I mean, that's gaming, etc. for you. We jump around quite a bit. Sometimes we talk about religion. Sometimes we talk about Black Lives Matter. Talk about a lot of things here.
Election.
We're
Sex.
kind of all over the place.
Drugs.
Sex. Talk about sex a lot. We talk about drugs now and again. I don't know if we ever. Fuck. I don't know if we ever actually talk about religion. Now that I think about it.
I don't know.
Have we talked about religion before? Okay.
I guess we could talk.
I'm not recommending we should. I think that's probably a bad idea.
No. Believe what you believe in. I don't judge at all.
There is a right belief and a wrong belief, but your job is to figure that out for yourself. I'm not here to tell you.
Exactly. We're not the people to talk about religion.
I mean, we probably are. This just isn't the show to do it. We're as qualified to talk about religion as anyone else. The Awesome Gamer says I'm going to stay here till 11:30 p.m. my time. We'll probably be ending about that time, so that's perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Muni Teddy says it's not as bad as it sounds, Hardcore Henry, motion-wise. I believe you. It just didn't look interesting to me. I appreciate what it's doing, but
I thought the concept sounds cool, like an action film in the first person.
Yeah,
wow, that sounds cool.
Isn't like every found footage film that?
Kinda, yeah, but like having these kick-ass action scenes, like a train being
That's a good point.
destroying, then you're jumping on top of a motorcycle, and then back onto the train.
I feel like it's cool in concept. I didn't see it, but I feel like after 20 minutes, I would have been like, I don't want to do this.
I didn't see it either, but I could easily see why some people would have motion sickness, especially in the theater. I hear some people had motion sickness seeing Gravity in theaters, so.
I saw Gravity, but it was at home on a Blu-ray, so.
Yeah, like in theaters, I could see how people had that problem.
Papa Marty says, that movie made me come for 2 hours, and I don't really know how to react to that, so I'm not going to.
All right, then. Let's talk about again, let's go back to superheroes.
Papa Marty also says, watch the damn movie and then talk about it. Never going to happen. I have no interest in seeing
movies, etc. No.
I'm starting 5 minutes before you end. Sounds good, Awesome Gamer. And Evelyn says it's the second time I've been here in a while, so we appreciate it, Evelyn.
Yeah, definitely.
I think gameplay just ended for Infamous.
Oh, it did.
Any closing thoughts on Infamous?
Closing thoughts. Although it does feel a bit dated, it's still an enjoyable game to play right now. Very repetitive, though. As for the whole superhero concept, it does work it very well into the game, at least I think. Again, this is coming from someone who hasn't played it in a while, so, you know. There's sequels, like there's Infamous 2 and First Son.
Second Son, and the add-on DLC is First Light.
Okay. Haven't played those either. Maybe they improved on it. Maybe it's less repetitive. I don't know.
Second Son looked really cool. There are a lot of particle effects and stuff.
Yeah. And it's in Seattle.
I like Seattle. I'm very close to Seattle.
Right next to Portland. It's the most hipster part of the world. And San Francisco. Definitely
San Francisco. San Francisco is probably number one, followed by Portland, followed by Seattle. Mutiny Teddy says, in my opinion, the first 20 minutes are dull, not all hype like they claim, referring to Hardcore Henry.
Okay.
Papa Marty says, you made sad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make sad. It just looked like a very boring movie to me. Evelyn Kitt says, I'm sorry, you have nothing to be sorry for.
Yeah. I don't know why you're sorry, Evelyn.
Yeah, it's all good.
Just because you couldn't make it, it's fine, you know? Everyone has their lives, and, you know, if you can't make it, you can't make it. Like, for example, I couldn't make it to Nostal's stream last night.
Yeah, it happens. So. Don't feel bad. It's all good. Papa Marty says, I'm just going to play Minecraft before my feelings get hurt even more. All right, everyone. Throw up your heart emojis. Papa Marty needs our help. Be nice. Be nice, Papa Marty. It's okay. You can come back. Blame it all on Wumbo. He said everything.
What did I do?
Wumbo did the whole thing. All of it was Wumbo. Wumbo is the scapegoat in this scenario. Mooney Teddy says because they slowly get you used to the first-person camera. Okay.
All right, let's move on to your game, which is Spider-Man 2, right?
Spider-Man 2, yeah. Just a sec. Spider-Man 2.
Probably.
Hey, how cool is that black screen, guys? You guys liking that black screen with nothing on it? Is that cool? All right.
We should really put a background.
Listen, I got a new
we need
job
no
for
background.
you, okay?
Black is the greatest background of all.
Yeah. No, we need a background, honestly. Like, even I had a background for, like, changing shit around.
Black is the greatest background of all.
I will make a new background for you.
Black is the combination of all the colors. White's the absence of color. Evelyn's a kitty,
Bad,
apparently.
bad Wumbo. What did I do?
Yeah, come on, Wumbo. What's the hell's the matter with you? Why are you being mean to Martin in the chat? That's
sorry.
one of my family. Don't be mean to him, Wumbo.
We are family. I don't know.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's really loud. Sorry, guys. It's fine now. It's fine now. It's fine now. Heart emoji. Sorry. It's okay now. It's totally fine now. It's fine now. It's okay. I promise.
Get your shit together, Nostal.
That's kind of the charm of this show, is how terrible it is. That's kind of why people watch. Like, if we're being completely honest. It's totally fine now. I'm sorry. It should have been muted. It wasn't. But to be fair, it's like 85% Wumbo's fault, if we're being completely honest here. I will take credit for 15% of the problem. No more, no less.
Okay, originally that would have been correct, but like you're behind the whole technical shit now, so
I know, it's just fun blaming you, like.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Anyway. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2. Now, the only movie-based game movie licensed game we've ever really talked about on the show, right?
Right, which is funny because this game actually has very little to do with that movie.
Yeah.
In terms of story and stuff.
It's another open world game like Infamous.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. I've thought about this game a lot because I never owned this game. I always played it with this family friend, and her son was 5 or 10 years older than me. He was older than me, I don't know. And he had this game, and so I'd always go over to his house and play this on the PS2. And he, like, we were both into superheroes and we were both nerds and stuff. So he was, like, showing me the game and teaching it to me. And at that point, that was, like, my first open world game, really, that I can remember playing. There might have been others, but this was, like, the first one I really remember playing. Because I'm trying to think, was this 2003, 2004?
I guess so. That's when Spider-Man 2 came out, the movie anyway, so.
Spider-Man 2 game, 2004, yeah. So.
Okay.
This is right around KOTOR 2, so maybe it wasn't the first open. It's one of the first open world games I really remember playing. But it was sad because this is a game I never beat because I never owned it. I just played it at my friend's house. And this is probably the game most commonly I think back to from my childhood and say I really want to go play that now as an adult.
Well, a lot of people consider this to be one of like the best licensed, movie license games of all time.
Yeah, and like it was super fun and all these diverse characters, and it was like this cool open world on hardware that wasn't doing that a whole lot yet. Like they existed, but it wasn't super popular like it is today. And I got the footage for it today, and I was like, wow, this looks really bad. Like not in terms of gameplay, but like and it's just looking at things through rose-colored glasses or whatever.
Yeah.
I did not remember this game looking this way. It's like the environments are very boring.
I mean, like a few things. I guess consider when this was made, and probably there was probably like a very 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 slim deadline for the game, considering the movie.
Yeah, and like I'm not saying it's a bad game at all. It was just it's interesting how when you see a game that this would have been 480p something like that.
Yeah.
And like when you're seeing it back then on quote unquote current hardware, as you remember it, it's interesting how your brain kind of fills in the gaps for what wasn't there at the time. It's like you think back to games you played 15 years ago, and you're like, man, that game looked awesome for its time, and it comes out, and it's like, oh wow, no, it didn't. I mean, it looked awesome for its time. It just doesn't look good anymore.
Example I can think of Sonic Adventure 1.
Sure.
Yeah, back when I was trying to actually find the game, I thought the game actually looked better than what it actually is,
Yeah.
I thought it looked cool, well, prettier anyway.
Right. Catch up with the chat real quick. Mutant Teddy says it kind of looks like a PSP game. Yeah, you're not wrong. This says very much
no. In fact, there was a PSP Spider-Man game that came out called Spider-Man 3.
We don't talk about Spider-Man 3. The movie or the game.
We're
just retconning all this.
The movie's meh. The game, I don't know. I heard
the movie's real bad. I don't think I ever played the game. I might have played the game. Game Right Vid says, aren't the first 3 movie-based games have nothing to do with the movie? The first Spider-Man game, which I've played like probably 15 times through, I really like that game a lot. The 2001 or 1999 one or whatever. I think it was 2001.
I think it was 2001 too. There was like advertisements for like with the Twin Towers, and they had to take it down because 9/11.
That's super weird.
So it had to be 2001.
That's really weird. That's
yeah.
weird. I just remember really liking that game, but like it loosely follows the same story, In the first chapter, bit by the spider.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben's killed. Spoilers for Spider-Man. And then you fight Green Goblin on the bridge at the end. So it's like
And then,
kind of loosely the same story.
and then after that, you fight. Because I played the first Spider-Man game. After that, you fight Pigeon Man or something, and then Electro. Yeah.
In order, and this is how much of a huge nerd I am, I probably can remember all the villains in order. So it goes Uncle Ben's killer first,
Yeah.
followed by Shocker, followed by Vulture, followed by Scorpion, followed by Kraven the Hunter, followed by just Oscorp in general, and then followed by Green Goblin.
Okay.
What a cast though! Like that's a cast of villains right there. There's things happening.
Although in the movie it was just Green Goblin.
Right.
So
well,
yeah.
they don't want the Spider-Man 3 problem where you're fighting 9,000 fucking guys in the same 2-hour film. But let me see. This also looks like a copy of Justice League. You're not wrong. Evelyn Kid says Wumbo and Nostal, favorite people ever. Fine are okay. Oh, thank you, Evelyn. I'm good being fine or okay. I'm fine with both those words. Papa Martin says, can I join the podcast? You can at some point. You can't tonight because it takes too much setup. But eventually, if you want to be on the podcast, message me on Twitter. We'll get something worked out. Or message Wumbo. One of the two. She has some big-ass jugs. Yeah, those are called polygons, my friend.
Just like a Tomb Raider. Or the original model for Lara Croft.
Yeah. Mutiny Teddy says you missed Rhino. Rhino is an enemy in the second game, but I was talking about the villains in the first Spider-Man game. I don't know all the villains in this game because I never played it all the way through.
Okay, what is Spider-Man doing? He's just standing at that door.
You know what, Wumbo? Sometimes when you're swinging around that much and you're working up that much of a cardio workout, you gotta just take a break sometimes.
Okay, now he's running. I'm sorry, I'm behind.
No, you're fine.
Because I'm watching the Twitch stream. I distinctly remember the big difference between Spider-Man 1 and... I haven't played Spider-Man 2, but I know that you can't... In Spider-Man 1, you can't walk on the ground. You instantly die.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of stupid.
It is, but at the same time, it's like I understand why it had to be that way, because they couldn't make that big of an environment in 2001 or 2 or whatever.
And then 2004, though...
I mean, they got more used to the hardware. You know, they can... Yeah. That happens every generation. They're able to push it more towards the end of the console generation, but...
Yeah.
But no, it was cool how, like, hey, here's the city. Explore the city. If you explore the city, you earn stuff. You can go find coins and power-ups and stuff like that. Also here's your objectives.
By little girls.
Yeah, but, like, here's your objectives, but you can just not do those if you want. You can also just go talk to people and save them and level up your stuff, and it's very, like... It's not going to hold your hand. It's like, here's what you can go do. Or not. Good luck, you know?
You could just swing around if you want.
Right, which I really like. And the first game, for all that I love that, it's incredibly linear. It's like there's not really much.
It does have the illusion of having an open world, but really you can't do much, you know?
It's a very, very small open world on certain missions.
On certain missions. The first mission in particular, you do have a small open world.
Yeah. And, you know, there's, like, golden spiders you can find around the world that give you, like, basically combos to use in battle and stuff. But for the most part, there's not stuff to find. But Evelyn Kit says it's 12:19 a.m. My class tomorrow. It's too late to sleep. You can go to sleep, Evelyn. It's okay.
Yeah, no, you should sleep now, especially if you have class tomorrow.
And Mutiny Teddy says, gotta go. Good night. Have a great night, Mutiny Teddy. Thanks for being here.
Have a night, Mutiny Teddy. But yeah, this is one of the games that are like superhero games that I keep hearing about, but I just haven't played. And I know, considering I have a bunch of old game consoles and how cheap this game is, I think it's pretty cheap, right?
It's probably like $3 on eBay or something.
Yeah, I don't really have much of an excuse to not play this.
I'd like to get the PS2 copy, plug it into my PC, and see if I could find some nice shaders or something for it to make it look a bit more modern. Because like this is a bit of an eyesore. Like, this doesn't look great.
I can get used to it because I've seen way too many old games.
That's true. I don't know.
But although I can tell whenever a game is looking like shit, even for the time, this is okay, I guess, for the time.
For 2004, yeah.
Yeah.
Late but not console generation. But so yeah, I honestly don't have that much to say about this. I can't speak towards the story or anything. I know Black Cat makes an appearance. I know Rhino makes an appearance. I know Doc Ock makes an appearance. I'm told Mysterio makes an appearance.
Obviously, Doc Ock has to make an appearance.
Right. And, you know, I just remember really, really liking this game. Even though I didn't play it for all that long, I probably played it for no more than 5 to 10 hours in my life or something like that. But I really, really enjoyed it. It was super fun. It was kind of almost GTA-like in a sense of just
I
kind
mean,
of
that
hey,
makes
go do it.
sense considering that GTA 3 just came out around that time, and everyone, or just any of the GTA's or any GTA's, the open world GTA's just came out around that time, and a lot of people were copying them. Even
Jack
Naughty
2.
Dog, yeah, I was about to say Naughty Dog's infamous for covering or remaking,
Right.
not remaking, but like having an open world game with Jack 2.
Which I was really sad about because Jack 1 is this bright, colorful, beautiful world filled with animals and plants and wildlife, and Jack 2 is like, hey, everything is dark and depressing. And I'm like, wow, this is not even a little bit what I liked about the first game.
The edge is real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try something. My cam, I just noticed it's kind of shit, so I'm gonna turn it off for a second.
I mean, you're
That's
welcome to.
okay.
We got like 5 minutes left.
See if that's better. Any better? Um. Anyway, though, yeah, hear a lot of good things about this game. Maybe I should play it.
Yeah. I don't have much more to say than that. I just remember really liking it. And yeah, I don't know, maybe you and I will like both get it and have like a video game book club sort of thing where we both play it and see what we think. Just as adults now, now that we're older and
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know.
All right.
This does look fun though. It looks really fun.
Yeah, and for the time, it does look really cool.
Swinging around and being Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's one of my favorite superheroes.
And I'm guessing they'll probably cover, in a new Spider-Man game made by Sucker Punch.
It looks so good, man. Like I know that we were basically just seeing cutscenes, but like I am so hyped for a Sucker Punch Spider-Man game. Like that is everything that needs to be. I can't wait. But,
Okay.
all right, shall we watch the commercial, Wumbo?
We will watch the commercial. I should get out the... All right. Context for this one, because you will really need a lot of context. Even I
I
had
think
to
it's
look
almost
this
funnier if we literally just have no context. Because I'm going into this with literally no context.
shit. Okay, I'll explain afterwards then. All right.
Hang on, I gotta get the window set up. Adding window capture. YouTube. We're getting a setup, guys. Bear with us. Beep bop. Beep bop boop.
You see, I make the setup before the stream happens.
Yeah, but that's not as much fun. Okay. Gonna make that there. How's everybody doing? You can see like all my favorites and stuff right now, which is exciting.
Damn, at Nostalgia, if I was gay, I would be gay for you.
Aw, thank you. Thank you, Papa Marty. You're very kind. Alright, and then we're gonna pull that down. And then we're gonna zoom in. And
Zooming in.
We're gonna just pack it in. Just pack it in. You remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna make it bigger.
Swing around ties.
Oh, we're talking about different things.
I know.
Okay, you're talking about
I know.
SpongeBob.
You're talking about that. I'm talking about this.
Sponges of the Bobbus.
The Spongers of the Bobbis, and you're talking about the Happy Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Alright.
that movie in a while.
That used to be my favorite movie for a very long time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I really like that movie. I like it a lot.
Jeez.
Wumbo, the alligator eats his hand.
Yeah, I know. I know that was stupid.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid. All right. What about Kratos from God of War? Kratos is a very boring character. I'm angry at everything.
Yeah, I give you that. Although it does expand a little bit.
I am angry because anger. Hey, is God of War 4 out yet?
The new God of War actually might expand his character.
Maybe, because he's a daddy now.
Yeah. Yeah, and you might... Yeah, it's a perfect way of character development right there.
I hope so. I hope it's not I have a son, but I'm still mad. I really hope that's not God of War 4. Or God of War Ascension, as it's called. It's called Ascension, right?
No, God of War Ascension is the PS3 game that not many people care about.
What's it called? The new one.
The new one is just called God of War.
Is it really?
Yeah, which is
Oh, you're
very
right.
it's questionable to think if it's a remake or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'm ready with this commercial. Are you ready, Wumbo?
Yes, I am.
Alright, playing the commercial.
This is called the GTX 400, which is actually the GTX 4000 commercial.
GX 400.
Or GX.
GTX 400 is a graphics card.
GX 4000 commercial.
No, it's 400.
Well,
Two
it's
zeros.
400. It's 400, but it's called the 4000. The guy spelled
fair
it
enough.
wrong. All right.
All right, ready, Wumbo?
All right. Play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play.
We're at half volume, everybody.
It appears to have dual control paddles. It's powered by ROM cartridge. Scan revealed.
Scan reveal.
Plus stereo sound. Captain, where did that thing come from?
The GX4000 games console from Amstrad at 99 pounds. Where else could it come from?
Cool.
So what did you-
buy it. In stores now, 20 years ago.
Okay, yeah, that is from a game console only in Europe, and it only lasted a year.
Hard to imagine why.
It is called the GX4000, only in Europe, from Amstrad, computer company, and it sold pretty poorly. For what I hear, it was used off of an old computer, pretty much putting it into a cheaper game console that no one liked, and everyone thought it was very primitive for 1990.
I kind of like that, though, of here's this thing that we're putting inside of a cheaper thing and selling it to you. I kind of like the entrepreneurial spirit of that.
Yeah, but then everyone,
Hated him.
everyone hated him. No one fell for it, and it only lasted a year, I guess. And a few years later, Amstrad went out of business.
Can't imagine why.
Yeah.
Everyone says if only you guys understood kitty language. I do not speak kitty. I'm sorry.
A friend of mine does speak kitty a lot. She always sends meow and kitty to me. It's kind of cute.
That is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's adorable. Now shut up.
Is it? That sounds very odd. But okay. All right. Well, Wumbo, it was a good show tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
We have it on schedule. It's 9:28 right now.
I know it's a bit janky, unfortunately, and there was some background noise, and my Wi-Fi kept screwing up. But
your Wi-Fi screwing up, and you had background noise, and I didn't have the scenes ready. So let's call it even. Sound good? Sound good? Cool.
Sound good.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Thanks to Papa Marty, thanks to Evelyn Kit, thanks to Awesome Gamer, thanks to Mutiny Teddy, thanks to Game Right Vids, thanks to me and Wumbo for hosting, and thanks to anybody else who might have been here. Oh, Storm was here for a while. Shout out to Storm.
Storm was here.
Billbot Baggins and Technophilly, they hung out with us for a little while. I think they might have taken off on us, but thanks for being here for the time you were. Psychrome was in here at the beginning. Thanks to Psychrome. I don't know. Anything you want to plug, Wumbo?
I guess we'll do a usual thing.
Actually, if you just point down, our stuff is right there.
Yes,
our
down. Stuff is right here. And of course, if you want to see it, this show, or the on-demand version, I guess, or the non-streamable version, or Game Etc After Dark, of course, which comes out on Tuesdays now, or it has been, obviously, but which is the after show to this show, then, yeah, all links will be in the description. Twitter, YouTube, please subscribe to me, subscribe to Nostal. That's about it.
Yeah. And if you're somehow just now at the end here, the YouTubes and the Twitters have been down there the whole time. And they're spelled properly and everything. So you can go there.
And of course, you can come to Nostal's stream, not only because, the stream's obviously happening, but, he's always streaming at 8 p.m. every night.
Every night.
Insane,
7
I know.
nights a week.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think it was Storm I was talking to the other day, but I was like, yeah, man, I'm feeling a little under the weather. And he's like, oh, have you considered it's the fact that you stream for 14 hours a week and never take a night off? And I was like, yeah, that might have something to do with it. But
when, by the way, a 500 follower hype.
We're almost there. We're real close.
Okay, yeah. When will that happen? When will the...
Loosely planning on this coming Saturday, we're doing a 5-hour celebration stream, which is public Minecraft with viewers.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're playing on Stormstep server, and me and Foxy and the Awesome Gamer did a 2-hour stream last night, sort of paving the way. We set up shop on top of a mountain, and we cleared off the top of the mountain, and we're building our base. And so people are going to be able to come join us, and that'll be that.
If I had Minecraft, I would join, but...
We might be able to get you set up. Now, can it play on Mac? Do you know?
Yes, I know. I have played Minecraft on this computer before, and it works fine, but I recently had to get my hard drive, replaced.
Okay.
So,
what we might do is if someone's not available, we could get an account for you just for the evening.
Yeah, and I was given a copy of Minecraft. I didn't actually pay for the game, so that means I can't, play it.
We'll figure something out. Everyone says every night. Yes, Evelyn. I stream from 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every night of the week, 7 nights a week, no exceptions.
And the only exception now.
Yeah.
It says no.
And the only exception would be if for some reason I have something I can't get out of, say a meeting for a class or an important dinner or something like that. That would be the only reason I couldn't stream, or if I'm feeling under the weather. And in that case, you would be updated on my Twitter, which is at
or the second when the sister location comes out.
Then. Oh, dude, we're 5 days away. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And it's probably going to come out before that, so like maybe tomorrow. Who knows? It's Scott
knows?
Cawthon, so
Maybe
kinda
it
hard
came
to
out
say.
right now.
It might be out. Let's check. Let's see if it's out. Sister location. Nope, still not out. But if
Okay.
you refresh the page, it might be, but I'm not going to. All right. Well, this has been lovely. Stay beautiful, says Papa Martin. You stay beautiful too. You're awesome. Evelyn says I thought
Everyone's
Scott
beautiful.
canceled it. No, if you took the image
No.
before he said he canceled it and you save it in Photoshop and you increase the contrast and brightness, it says like just kidding, see you October 7th or whatever. I like Scott. He's very cool.
That's actually pretty funny.
He always does crap like that. It's just I don't know. All right, well, Wumbo, this has been lovely.
Yes. Thank you guys for watching the Game Etc podcast. Have yourself a great night, and see you guys next week. Hopefully with Skychrome or other people. I don't know, but
Bye, everyone.
bye.
Bye. We have to wait for like 7 seconds so the stream can catch up.
That's when I'm doing.
Bye. 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 Rest in peace, Harambe.
Wait, what?